Okay, while I know Cars isn't everybody's favorite Pixar movie, but I've never understood why this series is so looked down upon. Yes, it isn't deep and meaningful like Toy Story or WALL-E, and it's not as funny or emotional like Up or Monsters Inc., but that doesn't mean it's bad. I will admit, yes, the Cars movies are less interesting than the Pixar movies, and they can be on the dull to the average moviegoer, but that doesn't mean they're bad movies. Yes, even Cars 2. Seriously, people give that movie way too much hate. Okay, so why am I saying this? Simple. As a fan of this movie series, I think it's fair I say why I think these movies are not the worst thing ever. I mean, they're not great, but as a guy who was 7 when the first film came out, and being a guy who loved talking vehicles, I think these movies have some good merit to them. Merit? I think you mean meaning, Stitch. Audio editing is a pain. Well, being fun family films. Of course, everyone has their opinion, and I always respect them. But as a fan from the very beginning, I like to give my take on why Cars 1, and especially Cars 2, are not the worst thing Pixar has ever made. I'll do Cars 2 at some point, and Cars 3 will definitely be in the late future, but I also want to give a nice light on the series, because it's get crapped on all the time, which I do and don't understand at the same time. Also, both movies, mainly the first one, is very nostalgic to me. And like I've said, I love these films so much, and why they've stuck with me throughout all these years. But even I can say these films are definitely not the best, but still fun time nonetheless. With that said, let's start where it all began. This is Cars 1. Cars' story, while nothing groundbreaking and definitely been done to death, is something sweet and relatable. The story goes as follows. A hotshot rookie race car Lightning McQueen ends up in a 3-way tie in one of his races, and because of that, they all need to do one more race so they can settle the tie. Because of some unfortunate circumstances, McQueen gets lost and tries to find his truck friend Mac. One thing leads to another, and he's stuck in a small town called Radiator Springs. Because of destroying the road the night before, he has to fix it before he can go and finish his race, but Lightning may not want to go back after living there for a few days and enjoying some of the small town residents, but also maybe finding his first love. Even if they never say Sally is his first love or not. I don't know, it's never been confirmed. So the story of Cars is nothing special, and has definitely been done before. But that's not a bad thing. Cars' story actually really takes a back seat, no pun intended, and is very simple when you think about it. Lightning wants to win the race, but he has to finish a job in this old town first, and you know what? That's okay, because you don't need a very complicated plot, just something small and simple, and I like that. That is what makes the story good. It focuses more on the characters and their interactions, which gives the movie most of its life. The story also does a good job why Doc doesn't like Lightning, or why Lightning acts the way he does. It's a nice mix of show and tell, which I really like. So yeah, while the story isn't great, it still gets the job done, while still being a good story for people to enjoy. I don't have anything else to say about it. The story is good, and that is that. Now, when it comes to how Cars looks, you can put in a few categories. You can put it in nice, dull, meh, or good, or so on and so forth. But for me, I think Cars still looks good, but also still holds up even to this very day. The rust on Mater, all of the sand, all the backgrounds, man, this movie is beautiful to look at. Yes, it has aged a bit, but it still looks very cool, and looks very good to look at. I also like how the cars look. It looks normal, and not unnatural, and not uncanny, which is good. Yeah, not much else to say. Love the animation, even if it has aged a bit. Next, the music. Man, what can I say? It's very good. It's interesting, it's epic, romantic, heartfelt, catchy. It's everything a good movie should have. It really brings the movie to life, especially with the racing scenes. These scenes can be so boring, but the music really brings them to life. The same for the songs. They have a nice flow with the story, while being very catchy as well. And some of these songs, man, really get ya in the feels. It also really brings the town of Radiator Springs to life. Just overall, the music and songs really bring the movie to life, and the film would be nothing without them. Next are the characters. Okay, this is a big one. First off, Lightning McQueen. He is a stereotypical hotshot who wants to win and doesn't care about anything else. Layton's character could have been so unlikable to watch, but with Owen Wilson's performance and seeing him enjoy the small things in life as well as the movie goes on, really changes Layton's character, becoming a nice, helpful guy instead of being a great big jerk sometimes. He sees why this town was so beloved and why the Carls that live on it don't want to leave it. It's a family community, and he sees that and tries to help bring it back. Layton's character is so much more than a regular hotshot. Yes, his character isn't the best thing ever, but I think Layton's character is something we can all relate to and put our own shoes in. Because of that, he is a good character, and I really like him in this movie. Next is Doc Hudson. First off, the fact that his last name is based off his actual Carl, that is brilliant. Second, I really like Doc in this movie. If anyone from NASCAR or just anyone that drives can really relate to this, having an accident and coming back but not giving a chance to shine again, yeah, that's something a lot of people have to deal with, and how they show Doc deal with it is really good. Yes, it's a small part of the story, and you can look at it being a little harsh, but at the same time, you know what Doc has been through, and you know where he's coming from. Another thing I like about it is, you don't know why Doc is acting like this, but once you find out, it is a great twist. I really like how they build it up through the movie. It's really cool. And while Doc is a bit of a jerk to Lightning, you understand again where he's coming from just in general. I really like the story with Doc, and his character, it really shows that he's old, but still got it while being a grumpy old Carl, but still having a big heart. And that I really like. Overall, I really like what we have for the main cast, especially Lightning and Doc. Besides that, the rest of the cast are good. By the way they move and speak, you can tell who these characters are, and it really gives the town a nice vibe, and it shows it's a really nice place to be home at. The same for the side cast, but there's not much else to say about the cast. The King is the King. The King is like a second mentor to Lightning McQueen. Chick Witch is the stereotypical bad guy. Yeah, that's about it. And Mac is just awesome. Same for Frank. Oh man, I love Frank. Also, May is the best. Just saying, he's the best. I love him. He's my favorite Pixar character. I wish he was more in Cars 3. Give me more of him. I love him so much. Moving on. Anyways, the cast of the cast. Very good job with the voice acting. Very good animation when it comes to how they move. Every character is special and unique in its own way. And I'm really happy they continued this with the sequels. With that said, moving on to the jokes. For the most part, they are funny. If not for adults, the jokes are mostly for the family. They're cute, funny, and different types of comedy which a lot of people get a laugh out of. And I think that's really cool. The movie's not as funny as Monsters Inc., but still funny. And that's about that. So, what do I think of Cars overall? Well, while Cars isn't the best Pixar movie, it still is a great movie. The story, while nothing special, it is decent. It's funny, has very good characters, lots of heart, nice animation, awesome music, and just overall, a very good minor and flow to it as well. I should also say, the reason I love this movie is everything. The characters I will relate to, the music, the story, it's just something I really get into. Maybe because I grew up with a lot of talking vehicles, like Thomas and Bob. Maybe when I watch Cars, I really feel like I'm watching something more mature, but also something I can really get into because this is what I always enjoyed. Because of that, I wasn't really a fan of Cars back in the day. Not the actual movie, but Cars in general. But as time has gone on, I really found appreciation for them and found them pretty darn cool. So, that works too. There's not much else for me to say. I loved it as a kid, I loved it as a teen, and I definitely love it as an adult. It's one of those movies that no matter where age you are, I can't help but love it. And I know the series has a fan base. It may not be a huge one, but I know there's a lot of people that enjoy these movies. Overall, I give Cars a 7.5 out of 10. Well, that's my review of Cars. Did you guys like it? What'd you think of it? Also, if you have any feedback on reviews, let me know. It'd be nice to know how I can make my reviews better for you guys. With that said, Stitch is the name, and making videos is the game. You're my awesome audience, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone.